Okay, and now we're going to make the square beads. First start off with a coil of clay, kind of a fat one. Just roll it up and then you flatten the ends with your fingers to about the diameter you want it. And then using the table, you just flatten out the top and then roll it, flatten out the next side, and you just, one side at a time, just flatten it into a nice even rectangle. You want all of the square beads to be about the same. It's pretty easy. It just takes a few minutes to get it into shape. And then I split it in half with just a mark, and then I split those sides in half, and then in half in each of those sections. And this way you're going to end up with about 8 beads that are all the same size. So going back to the one I started with, here's the markings. You just slice off one at a time, and using the toothpick you make the hole in the dead center. You push it through and make sure you wiggle it, and make sure that you're making the holes big enough so that you can get your cording through it. Occasionally beginners will make a hole, but the hole won't be big enough. And I always make one bead with a very big hole because I like to get the first bead, the first bead you have to put the cording through twice. So make sure you have one bead with a really big hole in it. And you just do that to all of your different beads. Once all your elements are done, you put them in an oven-safe tray and you bake them according to the manufacturer's instructions. And once it's cool, we're going to put on some pour-on high gloss finish to make the faux glass. So what we'll be doing is working with our angel pendant and a plastic spoon and a little Dixie cup. And of course a Sharpie marker, because these are waterproof. So I just take the marker and I mark a little line on the spoon because we're going to be using such a small amount of product. And then taking one bottle at a time, because it's equal parts on this product. There are other products like this that you can use also. I like this one. It's been around for a while. And you just pour one side up to that line. Make sure you hold your spoon level. This is going to be a little awkward to watch because I'm working in about 4 inches of space here. But because artists are all visual learners, I think it's better when everybody sees it. And this is just a paper towel. I'm going to wipe off the spoon so that the measurement is exact between sides. And there's the line, still there because it's waterproof. Okay, I think you can still see that line. Okay, and you just pour this side up to that same line. I like to wipe off the tops. I find then they don't stick as much. Okay, now just stir the product. Don't whip it. Just stir it. You don't want to add any air bubbles into the product. So just give it a nice stir, but don't whip it. And then once it's mixed, you can just drizzle it onto that area. Just drizzle a little bit. You can always add more. And so it does have a self-leveling, this product, but I like to use a toothpick if I can find it here. Here it is. And take the toothpick and just drag the product out myself. And at the same time, if there are any air bubbles, you can pop them with that same toothpick. And you just drag the product evenly to cover the angel sticker. And then once you're done, you're going to set it aside and allow it to dry overnight. And I want this product to shine a little bit, and I don't want the varnish to get on the shiny beads or the faux glass, so using a little tiny liner brush, I'm just going to paint the varnish, this is an acrylic varnish, on the rest of the elements and allow them to dry. And then taking the fish hook jewelry finding and my needle nose plier, I'm just going to open the bottom loop by pressing it sideways and then add the little earring heart and then close the wire back up, and your earrings are finished. And you're going to thread about 2.5 yards of your cording onto the heart, and you're going to have a knot, a bead, and a knot, and you're going to go up and down the cording with that. The first one, of course, you're going to add the cording, both cords through, and then the bead, and then the knot, and you go all along the necklace until you use up your beads. And then the end of the cords will be raw. So what I like to do at that point is to wrap them with a little bit of clay. Now you can't do this until it's all done because you wouldn't be able to get the end caps through the beads. So I don't want to put this necklace back into the oven. So what I like to do is I drape the necklace over the side of my polymer clay toaster oven. I only use this for clay work. And then I close the door on the oven and I just allow those little cording caps to cure also. And then your necklace is done, and you can either use a very simple square knot as a closure or the macrame slide knot. And you're done. So I hope you enjoyed the project. Be sure to stop by whitegothic.com for more projects.